Hey everyone! Welcome back to Always Intense, where the ocean is never calm. From the South China Sea to the Arctic ice. Today, we witness the raw power of nature, where mankind is but a fragile presence upon endless water. Let's begin. USS Bunker Hill conducts replenishment at sea with USS Carl Vinson. Two giants move side by side across restless waves, exchanging fuel with surgical precision. One mistake here could mean disaster. The oil tanker MT Jade is caught in a hurricane. Waves the size of buildings slam the deck. Inside the bridge, only the howl of wind and the silent prayers of the crew. A heavy cargo vessel navigates the Kara Sea with 3,500 tons of freight. Each mile across the frozen ocean is a fight for survival. In the white silence, the ship stands alone, a tiny heartbeat against an infinite wilderness. A cargo ship struggles through the Bay of Biscay. Waves sweep across the entire deck. Steel groans under pressure. The footage is unbelievable, but it's real. Nature, unfiltered. At Johns Hopkins Glacier, a massive section of ice collapses, the largest in 30 years, from the yacht Island Princess. Passengers stare in awe as the blue wall crashes into the sea. Majestic, terrifying, unforgettable. The Russian research vessel Academic Tryoshnikov sails through a violent Biscay storm. 15-meter waves, 60-knot winds. Yet the vessel holds steady because science never retreats, not even before chaos. During unloading, the vessel, Johann Momstall, faces a sudden wall of water. Hold-on echoes across the dock as a mini tsunami strikes. A reminder that the sea always decides who's in control. The cruise ship, Queen Elizabeth, cuts through 10-meter waves in the Atlantic. Her bow rises and falls like a warrior in battle. When the sea roars, courage must roar louder. March 2011, bulk carrier. MS Oliva runs aground on Nightingale Island. A vital bird sanctuary. Oil spills, blackening the coast. A small human error, a massive environmental tragedy. The cargo ship Fedra loses power near Gibraltar, pinned against the cliffs by hurricane winds. Spanish Coast Guard helicopters lift the crew to safety, a miracle in the middle of destruction. Ocean X. Sanderling sails straight into a blinding winter storm, while others slow to survive. She pushes forward at 112 knots. Exploration never waits for good weather. Offshore construction vessel. Polar Onyx works off Brazil's deep waters. Waves crash. Wind howls, yet the crew stays calm. For them, danger has become routine. A sudden sirocco wind slams a passenger vessel against the rocks near Sicily. 117 passengers panic as the ship begins to sink. Local fishermen rush in, saving every single life. When humanity stands together, even the sea steps back. After a massive hurricane, containers lie shattered across the deck. Silence replaces the storm. The ocean takes what it wants and teaches humility. The bulk carrier, Good Faith, crashes against the northern coast of Andros Island. The hull splits, the sea rages, and the lighthouse still shines a beacon of hope amid destruction. Aurora Australis and MS Expedition fight through force 12 winds. 14-meter breakers slam their bows, even in chaos. The cameras keep rolling because truth deserves witnesses.
All I can say is shit.
The nuclear-powered icebreaker Taimyr tears through 2-meter thick ice in Siberia. Its 50,000 horsepower engines roar, carving a path for the fleet behind. Against the frozen void, human resolve burns brightest. From Greenland to Antarctica, glaciers crumble and waves rise. The beauty is breathtaking and heartbreaking. Each collapsing wall of ice whispers the same truth: the Earth is warming, faster than we can react. The ocean giver of life, and our greatest test. Every storm, every tide, every wave carries a message: respect nature, or face its fury. Let us protect the seas, preserve their balance, and sail with care, because only those who respect the ocean truly survive it. This is Always Intense, reminding you feel the rage of the sea and learn to live in harmony with it. The massive ship tilts sharply as its bow slams into a roaring wall of water. A violent explosion of spray engulfs the front deck, momentarily swallowing the vessel, surrounded by black, heaving seas and a heavy grey sky. The ship fights to stay upright. This is no longer a journey, it's a battle for survival.
Our planet's oceans, the cradle of life, are sending us a message, a warning, written in the language of wind and waves. As our climate changes, the seas are becoming more unpredictable, more powerful, and more dangerous. The consequences of this shift are not abstract future scenarios, they are unfolding before our very eyes. This is an environmental expert. The backbone of our globalized world is a fleet of colossal vessels that tirelessly crisscross these oceans, carrying the goods that fuel our lives. This intricate network of trade, however, is being tested like never before. The superhighways of the sea are becoming increasingly treacherous. We see here a colossal carrier, engineered to withstand immense pressure, yet it is dwarfed and battered by the ocean's might. More frequent and intense storms, phenomena once considered rare, are now the new norm in many shipping lanes. This vessel, the Smart Panama, is a stark reminder of the forces at play. Watch as waves, energized by warmer ocean temperatures, relentlessly pound its hull. These aren't just dramatic images, they represent a growing crisis. Structural failures, groundings, and lost cargo are escalating, posing not only immense financial risk, but grave environmental threats. A single breach in a vessel this size can unleash a catastrophic oil or chemical spill, poisoning marine ecosystems for decades and devastating coastal economies. We are engineering bigger ships, but are we engineering a climate that can sustain them? But the most profound impact, the truest cost of our changing climate, is measured in human lives. For the hundreds of millions living in coastal communities and low-lying island nations, a changing climate is an existential threat. This isn't just a crowd, it's a portrait of vulnerability and, in many cases, desperation. Scenes like this, of overloaded ferries and mass movements of people, are becoming a tragically familiar spectacle across the globe. They are fleeing sudden, violent typhoons that obliterate their homes in hours, or they are the victims of a slower, more insidious disaster, rising sea levels that inexorably swallow their ancestral lands. These are climate refugees. The infrastructure designed to support them, to provide safe passage, is often overwhelmed, leading to catastrophic accidents and immense human suffering. Every person on this vessel has a story, a family, a home they may never see again. They are on the front lines of a crisis they did little to create. The lightning that strikes the sea, the ship broken by the waves, the
right rudder. All engines ahead full. Brace for impact.
The vessel groans under the pressure as the next wave strikes with brutal precision. Water floods the deck, surging with unstoppable force from bow to stern. The horizon disappears, swallowed by darkness and spray. Only the ship's resilience stands between order and disaster. Welcome back to Always Intense, where real storms meet real courage. In this episode, we uncover 20 true maritime disasters, moments when steel, sea, and human determination collided. Each wave tells a story of strength, loss, and survival. Spanish cargo ship Luno lost engine power during a storm near the Bay of Biscay. Strong winds drove the vessel toward shore, where it struck a breakwater and split in two. All 12 crew members were rescued by helicopter. Amid violent weather, the Arvin, sailing under the Palau flag, broke apart while anchored near Bartin, Turkey. Rescue teams were deployed immediately, but the vessel sank rapidly beneath the waves. In the freezing North Atlantic, an Icelandic rescue team evacuated the crew of the cargo ship Scalva during a severe storm. All members were safely recovered despite hurricane-force winds. In 2011, the MS Oliva ran aground on Nightingale Island, one of the world's most important bird sanctuaries. The resulting oil spill threatened thousands of seabirds, creating an environmental crisis. At night, a cargo vessel carrying vehicles caught fire in open waters. The blaze spread across multiple decks, completely destroying the ship. The crew managed to escape without injury. South Korean merchant ship Stella Banner grounded off the Brazilian coast with a large hull breach to prevent ecological damage. Authorities made the decision to scuttle the vessel after evacuation. In South Africa's Richards Bay, the cargo ship Smart ran aground and was torn apart by heavy surf. The ship was declared a total loss, though all crew were safely rescued. The Fedra suffered complete engine failure near Gibraltar during a powerful storm, unable to control the drift. The ship was pushed against the cliffs below Europa Point. Rescue helicopters extracted the remaining crew from the deck.
Incredible footage captured.
The RTS Pioneer, weighing over 70,000 tons, endured extreme conditions in the South China Sea, operating through typhoon zones. It demonstrated the limit of human and mechanical endurance at sea. The Queen Elizabeth cruise ship crossed the Atlantic amid an 11-metre storm, despite powerful waves and strong winds. The vessel maintained stability and completed its voyage. The cargo ship Western lost propulsion during a storm and began to drift. Rescue operations successfully towed the vessel to port under heavy sea conditions. In November 2020, the container ship One Apus lost nearly 2,000 containers during a Pacific storm. It marked the second largest container loss in global shipping history. The incident prompted major reviews of cargo safety procedures. Between South America and Antarctica lies the Drake Passage, one of the world's most dangerous waterways. Ships crossing this region face relentless 50-knot winds and towering waves that challenge every crew. On April 16, 2014, the South Korean ferry MV Sewol sank while en route to Jeju Island. More than 300 passengers, most of them students, lost their lives. It remains one of the darkest maritime disasters of the century. A Dutch cargo vessel caught in a storm off Norway began to sink. Helicopters and lifeboats rescued all 12 crew members in extreme weather conditions. No fatalities were reported.
Of carelessness can cost a life. That haunting reality should serve as a wake-up call to us all. Respect their sacrifice and never forget, nature does not forgive
surrounding waters, creating a widespread oil spill that affected local wildlife and ecosystems.
Leap into the freezing sea as rescue boats race in, pulling them from the brink. It's a desperate fight for survival.
An oil tanker encountered Hurricane Sandy, with winds exceeding 50 meters per second. Despite the immense strain, the crew maintained control and avoided a catastrophic spill. The Anthem of the Seas cruise ship endured a hurricane in the Atlantic, with winds over 160 kilometers per hour. Interior damage was reported, but the vessel returned safely to port. The event became a case study in modern storm navigation. Every story ends the same way the ocean always wins: respect, safety, awareness, and responsibility. Keep sailors alive and protect our seas. If you believe in learning from real storms and real courage, comment your thoughts and subscribe to Always Intense for more true stories from the deep.
Wave or a single mistake to unleash disaster. Yet
Welcome to Always Intense, where every wave tells a story. Out here, calm can turn to chaos in seconds, from massive storms to catastrophic collisions. These are real moments, caught on camera when man faces the fury of the sea. Brace yourself. Let's begin. Coast Guards risk their lives every day, on stormy seas. One mistake can mean disaster. Every rescue mission is a race against nature, and sometimes against fate itself. Caught in a violent Mediterranean storm, the Grand Voyager fought 30-foot waves and failing engines. For hours, the crew battled nature's wrath before regaining control. A chilling reminder, even the biggest ships are fragile in the face of the sea. In Russia, a simple cargo loading went horribly wrong. A mountain of timber broke loose and crashed into the water, while the supervisor stood frozen cigarette in hand. Even veterans of the docks can't predict when chaos strikes. During a high-speed race, a powerboat dove underwater and resurfaced seconds later. Miraculously, the crew survived without injury. It became one of the most incredible clips ever captured, proof that luck sometimes floats. In the Pacific, a massive oil tanker faced waves tall as buildings. Its bow vanished beneath the water before bursting back through walls of foam. Steel groaned, engines screamed, but the ship held on. A raw display of strength versus the sea. In the Philippines, the ferry MV Island Roro 1 capsized after ignoring safety limits, overloaded by 25 tons. The ship rolled and sank near Consuelo Port. Investigations revealed poor training and reckless management, a preventable tragedy that cost lives and changed safety laws forever. April 2018, Istanbul. The Maltese bulk carrier, Vita Spirit, lost steering and rammed into a historic Bosphorus mansion. The impact destroyed the 18th century landmark and led to a $50 million lawsuit. One small failure, one huge consequence. October 2015, off the coast of Bali. A passenger ferry's engine failed mid-journey and began taking on water, with passengers panicking. Rescue boats arrived just in time. No lives lost, but the ferry never sailed again. At Pakistan's Karachi port, two large vessels collided during docking. One mistake in maneuvering caused massive damage and a nationwide investigation. Experts later pushed for better mooring systems and crew retraining, because in tight waters, precision means survival. Brazil, 2020, the Stella Banner, a colossal bulk carrier loaded with 300,000 tons of iron ore, developed hull damage and began flooding. The captain made a life-saving decision, grounding the ship before it sank. Sometimes, the hardest choice is the right one. In Ecuador, a cargo vessel lost control and smashed into a bridge connecting Santi Island. The impact tore through the concrete structure, cutting access to thousands. The company behind the ship was ordered to rebuild it within 3 months. Actions have consequences, especially at sea. Taiwan's Keelung port witnessed chaos when a COSCO shipping vessel slammed straight into the pier. The collision caused major structural damage and sent shockwaves through the dock. A single steering error cost millions in seconds. Italy's pride, the LHD Trieste, at 33,000 tons. It's the largest warship built since World War II, during its launch. Massive chains controlled its descent into the water, a breathtaking moment of power and precision, a celebration of engineering and national pride. Built in 1962, the legendary RV Flip research vessel stands upright in the ocean. It rotates 90 degrees to form a floating laboratory, one of humanity's most unique marine platforms. Now, revived for a new era, Flip continues exploring the deep like no other. A cargo ship loaded with vehicles suddenly caught fire mid-ocean. Many blamed electric cars, but investigations found no link. It began with a simple electrical fault, proving that, at sea, even a small spark can ignite disaster. A yacht entered a lock too quickly, caught in the propeller wash of the ship ahead. The current pulled it sideways, panic set in. It's a lesson every captain knows: never rush the sea. The sea doesn't wait, and it doesn't forgive. Compact, yet powerful. A tugboat is launched for duty. It may be small, but it can tow giants, carrying the strength of an entire harbour in its hull. A silent reminder that even the smallest vessels can do the greatest work. Boat launches gone wrong, anchors missed, cranes collapsing everyday moments that show how thin the line is between routine and disaster. At sea, mistakes happen fast and the ocean never gives second chances. From storms to collisions, from triumphs to tragedy, each story holds a lesson. Respect the sea, follow safety rules, train your crew, and above all, protect our waters. Because the ocean gives life and it remembers everything. This is Always Intense, reminding you: stay alert, stay alive, and sail responsibly. Welcome to to Always Intense, where the calm ocean can turn into chaos in a split second. Engines roar, panic spreads, and the sea shows no mercy. Out on open water. One moment of losing control is enough to flip everything upside down. What began as a normal workday turned devastating in seconds. An oil tanker in Thailand suddenly erupted in a violent blast, shocking everyone nearby. Moments like this show how fast things can escalate on the water and why safety checks matter every single trip. Never underestimate the waves. The ocean can show its true power when you least expect it, and thankfully, everyone walked away safe this time. A large vessel collided with a bridge in southwest Ecuador, causing it to collapse almost instantly. People were stuck on the remaining section for a moment, but everyone was evacuated safely. Only the hull and bridge structure were damaged. On the Jersey Shore, the US Coast Guard trains in conditions that most boats would never dare enter. Hurricane Aaron's massive swell hammers the inlet, throwing up waves as high as 16 feet, a brutal but necessary training ground. They hit another boat's wake too fast and nearly lost control. They were lucky this time, a sharp reminder to stay clear of another vessel's wake for everyone's safety. But even it shifts when a container ship drifts into it. It ends up slow and harmless, but the impact still causes unexpected damage. While unloading at Turkey's Iskandarian port, the Egyptian vessel, Sea Eagle, suddenly became unstable. The crew reacted quickly, and, fortunately, everyone walked away unharmed. While docked at Grand Turk, A fire broke out inside the ship's funnel. Response teams moved in immediately and contained the flames before they could spread. Here's a calmer but strange moment, a boat moving down the road, catching everyone completely off guard, a bizarre sight that no one expected to see on land. A spinning column of wind tears through anchored boats. One moment, everything is peaceful. The next, the entire bay is moving with the force of the waterspout. These people try desperately to protect their boat from an approaching storm, but against nature's power, humans can look incredibly small. A Singapore-flagged container ship struck the pier while entering Taichung port on December 26th. The Asiatic Sun suffered bow damage, and about 30 feet of concrete broke away, but no injuries were reported. After the accident, crews now face a new mission recovering a sport utility vehicle that fell into the water. A difficult operation, but necessary to clear the area safely. A freefall lifeboat is designed for rapid emergency evacuation, but before it can save lives, it must be installed. And that installation doesn't always go smoothly on the first try. The lifeboat drops, misaligns, and creates a chaotic moment. This unusual vessel is built for offshore work. It can haul cargo across an open deck and even assist in firefighting operations at oil rigs, a powerful and versatile workhorse. Exactly 1 year after sinking in the Atlantic, the Susan Rose has been lifted from the depths. The crew works to pump out water and raise the vessel. It's unclear where the ship will go next, but it was recovered in one piece. A vessel collision was recorded on the Rhine near Koblenz's Kesselheim on July 10, 2012. Fortunately, there were no serious injuries, and authorities managed the situation safely. The US Coast Guard cutter Polar Star slices through Antarctic ice with 75,000 horsepower, still the strongest non-nuclear icebreaker in the world. Then, in another scene, heavy waves strike a vessel until its hull gives way and the ship splits in two. A chilling reminder of how powerful the ocean can be and, thankfully, the crew reach safety. A cargo vessel misjudges its clearance by inches and slams into the underside of a bridge. A sudden, jarring moment, but no one is hurt. On the ocean, even the smallest mistake can become a major disaster. Always remember to perform safety checks before every trip. Follow maritime signals and protocols. Protect marine life and keep our oceans clean. And respect the raw power of nature. Thank you for watching Always Intense, where the ocean reveals its real, unforgiving moments. Each of these moments flows into the next, showing how quickly an ordinary day on the water can turn into something unpredictable. From explosions to storms, collisions to equipment failures, every scene reveals a new kind of danger. Together, they remind us that no matter the vessel or location, the ocean demands constant attention and respect. Welcome to Always Intense, the channel where the world's oceans reveal their most dramatic and unpredictable moments. The USS Bunker Hill performs a replenishment at sea operation with USS Carl Vinson under blazing heat. Every maneuver requires absolute precision, as the relentless sea tests even the most experienced sailors. In a busy port, a passenger ferry crashes into the pier during strong winds, collapsing a loading crane and sparking a fire. Containers with hazardous chemicals line the shore, forcing staff evacuation. 420 passengers are safely evacuated, showing both chaos and quick emergency response in action. A loaded cargo ship battles enormous waves that sweep across the deck. Crew members cling for survival as nature's fury takes control. The footage captures the raw, unstoppable force of the storm at sea. A small passenger boat is driven onto rocks by a powerful Sorko wind. 117 passengers and 6 crew members experience panic, but all are safely evacuated via lifeboats. Islanders lend critical help, demonstrating the importance of community during maritime emergencies. A training ship strikes the Brooklyn Bridge while maneuvering, losing power and control. 3 towering masts break, leaving crew members dangling in a deadly scene. The crash results in fatalities and injuries, highlighting the dangers of mechanical failure and human error. In Canada's Welland Canal, a normally easy passage becomes treacherous. Bad luck and miscalculation lead to close encounters between massive ships. It is a reminder that even familiar waters can become dangerous under certain conditions. A chemical tanker confronts 10-meter waves during hurricane-force winds. The storm threatens to damage the vessel severely, testing the limits of engineering. Crew coordination and emergency procedures are crucial to surviving such extreme events. Ships lose cargo during intense storms, with containers sliding and smashing across decks. Unexpected collisions and vanishing goods demonstrate how unpredictable maritime life can be. Even experienced crews must remain vigilant at all times. A 160-meter cargo ship rolls up to 30 centigrade in a devastating storm. Crew members struggle to stabilize the vessel while waves relentlessly pound the deck. The scene evokes the historic dangers of ocean navigation in stormy waters. A seemingly normal boat show turns disastrous when crashes destroy prize floats. The combination of human and environmental factors leads to costly consequences. Even controlled settings cannot eliminate the risk inherent to boats and water. A ship collides with a bridge due to the captain's intoxication and language misunderstandings. The investigation underscores the critical importance of alert, competent navigation. Safety protocols and communication are life-saving in preventing such accidents. The Fedra's engines fail, leaving it pinned against cliffs. 4 crew members require airlift by the Coast Guard, illustrating the heroism often unseen in maritime rescues. Mechanical failures can escalate quickly, reminding us of the importance of maintenance and preparedness. The smart cargo ship grounds in Richards Bay and splits in half. Powerful waves and structural failure demonstrate how fragile even massive vessels can be. Prompt evacuation ensures no lives are lost despite total structural failure. A cargo ship faces giant waves and hurricane-force winds. The storm pushes the vessel to its limits. Emphasizing the unpredictability of maritime weather, continuous vigilance and readiness are essential for survival in such conditions. A small boat collides with a pedestrian bridge, leaving people stranded temporarily. evacuations proceed safely, highlighting the value of swift action in minor maritime accidents. Even small-scale incidents can pose serious risks if ignored. Passengers enjoy scenic views while the captain sleeps at the helm. Near misses occur, showing that human negligence can turn beauty into danger in an instant. Situational awareness and accountability are critical in all vessel operations. A Chinese warship collides with its own Coast Guard vessel while chasing a patrol boat. Rare incidents like this attract global attention and emphasize the complexity of naval operations. Even trained militaries are susceptible to errors in tense, high-speed maneuvers. Hurricanes, fires, and capsizing threaten vessels across the globe, from the Atlantic to the Pacific. Crews face extreme storms and mechanical failures, emergency response, proper equipment, and preparation save lives in these life-threatening scenarios. From ferry collisions to towering cargo ships battling storms, the ocean constantly reminds us of its power. Every incident underscores the need for maritime safety, careful navigation, and environmental responsibility. Always Intense urges all sailors, captains, and passengers to respect the sea, protect our oceans, and prioritize life at all times. Each scene flows into the next, showing how quickly routine moments can turn into chaos on the water. From ship fires to violent storms and sudden collisions, every event reveals a different kind of danger. As the footage shifts across oceans and coastlines, one message remains clear: the forces of nature are always unpredictable. These moments remind us to stay alert, stay prepared, and respect the power of the sea. Welcome to Always Intense, the channel where the raw power of the oceans and the unpredictability of nature come to life. Despite huge advances in modern shipbuilding, accidents on the water continue to happen every day. Ahead of you are real, powerful, breathtaking moments captured around the world. Subscribe to the channel and let's begin this intense journey. boat becomes disabled and finally sinks. The crew remains unharmed thanks to the guards' quick action. A cargo vessel slams into a long highway bridge in Baltimore, causing a section of the more than 2-kilometer structure to collapse. Rescuers race to locate construction workers who were repairing potholes at the time. The scene turns chaotic as heavy debris falls into the water. The MV Express Pearl, carrying 286 containers, including 25 tons of nitric acid, erupts in flames after an explosion while anchored off Sri Lanka. Burning chemical containers fall from the deck into the sea as emergency crews battle the fire. The environmental risk grows with every passing moment. Off the coast of Wales, a tanker becomes trapped in violent waves that stretch all the way to the Bay of Biscay. Massive swells slam the hull repeatedly as the crew works to keep the ship stable. A distressed oil vessel runs aground just dozens of meters off Runyon Island. The island is being battered by tropical cyclone Batsira, making rescue operations extremely difficult and dangerous. The footage shows private security guards opening fire on a speedboat attempting to hijack a cargo ship. Short, controlled bursts force the attackers to retreat as their boat becomes disabled and finally sinks. The crew remains unharmed thanks to the guards' quick actions. A small yacht bursts into flames without warning. The fire spreads fast and completely destroys the vessel, but miraculously, all passengers escape without injury. A 3,400-ton ship fights its way through fierce winds and towering waves in the North Sea. The footage shows the vessel violently rolling as the storm unleashes its full force. In San Diego, a skipper, allegedly under the influence, crashes his boat into the historic USS Midway Museum. The impact causes significant damage before the suspect flees the scene. A Dutch cargo ship is left at the mercy of a raging storm off Norway, with real danger of sinking and causing an oil spill. Some of the 12 crew members are seen jumping into the sea before being hoisted up by helicopter. The remaining crew are lifted directly from the deck and transported to safety. A large vessel runs aground in Moria, eventually breaking in half. A massive oil spill follows, darkening the water as emergency teams try to contain the environmental disaster. Diving with sharks has become a popular attraction in Cebu, even though the experience is crowded and highly commercialized. The sight of massive sharks gliding just meters away remains thrilling and unforgettable. A small pod of dolphins swims alongside a speedboat at incredible speed. Their synchronized movements and playful energy create a simple yet mesmerizing moment. The Rod Do company transports 2 high-speed missile boats from the United States to Egypt. The lifting and launching operations must be calculated with extreme precision, following strict US Navy standards throughout the entire process. A massive tanker slowly descends beneath the waves in a dramatic scene. The entire hull disappears underwater, reminding us how powerless even the largest ships can be against the ocean. The question arises, what should be done with the wreckage of the Wakashio, the Japanese merchant ship that ran aground and split in half, leaking over 100 tons of hydrocarbons into Mauritius's pristine turquoise waters? Japan and France send specialists to assist the Mauritian government in the aftermath. captain demonstrates remarkable control while guiding a vessel through massive rolling waves, whether through deep local knowledge or sheer talent. His precision keeps the boat steady against nature's power. On May 31st, 2010, dark clouds gather ominously over Campo, Colorado. Moments later, a huge tornado forms, carving itself into the memories of everyone who witnesses it up close. Footage captures a violent hailstorm, hammering rooftops and windows. Large chunks of ice fall like bullets, prompting people to back away from the windows as the hailstones grow larger and more dangerous. Nature's beauty and brutality collide in a single moment. The last scenes show people watching, filming, reacting, and trying to understand the force of nature around them, from shipwrecks to storms to tornadoes. All these moments remind us how unpredictable the world can be. Always respect the ocean, follow safety rules on the water, and protect marine environments because, once damaged, each incident flows into the next, showing how fast things can go wrong at sea, from human errors to powerful storms and sudden failures. Danger appears without warning, together. These moments remind us that the ocean demands constant focus and respect. Welcome back to Always Intense, the channel where we bring you the most dramatic ship collisions, mistakes, and maritime chaos ever captured on camera. Today, we'll revisit 38 of the latest incidents, and some of them are truly unbelievable. Let's dive in. On October 2nd, 2025, more than 5 years after the bulk carrier Merciless ran aground off Mauritius and caused the nation's worst maritime environmental disaster. The final inquiry report was released, revealing shocking failures by the crew. On July 25, 2020, while en route to Brazil, the 300-metre vessel struck a reef just 900 metres from shore. The hull cracked, but no oil leaked at first, giving a false sense of control. By August 6th, oil began leaking. The cracks widened until the ship broke into two, spilling about 1,000 tons of heavy oil and devastating the surrounding ecosystem. Public outrage erupted worldwide. report revealed that the captain drank 4 glasses of 40% whiskey, including 2 on the bridge. Key officers were busy making phone calls, accessing the internet, and drinking alcohol, neglecting safety duties. Even worse, the captain intentionally sailed closer to shore just 1.5 nautical miles to get a better cell phone signal. To support environmental cleanup, authorities ordered the bow section to be scuttled on August 24th, a dramatic end brought on entirely by reckless decisions. During a naval demonstration in late September, 2 Mexican Navy vessels collided, injuring 2 sailors. A day later, another warship struck a smaller vessel at a cruise pier. Early on September 24th, the luxury super yacht Angel, worth over $20 million and launched only in July 2025, struck rocks in the Saronic Gulf. Its hull cracked but remained watertight. The owner requested the yacht stay in place until a full inspection is completed. Footage captures the cargo ship Moretta colliding with a bulk carrier recorded by a crew member on board. This vessel had previously crashed into a pier in Colombia in 2019. The grain carrier, Sundry, suffered an engine failure and dropped anchor. At that moment, the tanker, Mazu XCAO, approached from the opposite direction, and a violent collision occurred. Both ships sustained heavy damage, but all crew members were safe. A boater, too familiar with the water for his own good, forgot to wear the engine cut-off device when things went wrong. The boat shot forward like a runaway car straight into a wall, stunning onlookers. built crude oil tanker, 333 meters long, is thrown into chaos. Despite nearly 300,000 tons of dead weight, the ship battles 12 Beaufort winds. Engines run at half a head, yet the GPS still reads 0. The vessel drifts helplessly southward, swallowed by the storm. The Suezmax tanker, 274 meters long under the Greek flag, struggles against towering waves, even with a massive 150,000-ton capacity. It shudders under the force of the sea, proving how small even giants become in extreme conditions. Deep in the Sargasso Sea, an oil tanker gets hit by Hurricane Sandy, with 12-point winds slamming the bow. Waves sweep the deck and visibility drops to nearly 0. The crew braces as the vessel groans under the pressure. A 195-meter tanker faces winds of 50 meters per second. Walls of water rise and crash against the hull, lifting the vessel before sending it plunging downward. Every impact shakes the steel frame. Off the coast of Wales, another massive tanker is struck by a storm that also rages across the Bay of Biscay. Each rolling wave threatens to overturn the vessel as it pushes through the churning grey sea. At the same time, the colossal TI Europe 380 meters long and capable of carrying over 5 million litres of crude oil cuts through fierce waves. Its 16.5 knot speed reduced to a crawl. A cruise ship approaches dread-famed Cape Horn. Massive waves strike from every direction, lifting and dropping the ship like a toy. Passengers cling to railings, realizing why this route is one of the deadliest on Earth. As the Anthem of the Seas makes her transatlantic arrival, she battles severe weather. Each wave crashes over the bow, sending fountains of water over the deck as the ship powers forward toward New York Harbor. The Queen Elizabeth cruise ship charges through an 11 magnitude storm in the Atlantic. Her hull slices massive waves in half, disappearing under each crest before rising again in a plume of spray. The Stena ferry from Holyhead to Dublin gets slammed by a towering wave, tilting violently inside. Passengers gasp as drinks, trays and objects slide across the floor. The Grand Holiday cruise ship meets a powerful surge that pushes the vessel sharply to one side. Screams echo through the corridors as the ship's interior rattles and shifts with every hit. In another cruise ship, a storm grows so extreme that furniture collapses inside the restaurant. Dishes break, chairs tumble, and passengers struggle to stay upright as the vessel sways wildly. A polar expedition ship enters the notorious Drake Passage, a region infamous for violent storms. Winds reach 50 knots, swells exceed 30 feet, and the camera operator must brace constantly as the ship pitches and yaws. A cruise ship in Alaska accidentally strikes a drifting iceberg. A massive burst of water sprays upward behind the ship as onlookers scream in shock. The ice shatters, and echoes travel across the fjord. Another vessel attempts to cross the Drake Strait, only to be overcome by 40-foot waves. Passengers lose their footing as the ship rolls violently. Some fall while others cling to railings, shaken but mesmerized. Aboard Radiance of the Seas, guests witness a massive glacier collapse. A thunderous crack erupts, followed by a cascade of ice plunging into the bay. The explosion sends huge ripples racing outward. Large ice slabs continue breaking off one after another. Each fall triggers gasps and cheers from passengers as powerful mini-tsunamis ripple across the water. The fjord becomes a theatre of roaring ice. In Tracy Arm Fjord, a towering 200-foot glacier wall collapses and sends a violent wave toward the sightseeing boat. The captain warns everyone to hold on tight as the shockwave lifts the vessel momentarily before letting it drop again. Our journey ends with one last cataclysmic glacier collapse, sending white water surging across the fjord. The ocean is breathtaking, powerful, majestic, and endlessly unpredictable. Every ship, every sailor, and every traveler deserves safety and respect in these waters. Always prioritize safety when exploring the sea. Respect the weather, respect the crew, and above all, respect the ocean. Protecting our marine environments ensures that future generations can witness the same awe-inspiring beauty without fear.